Hello everybody and welcome to Train Simulator 2020. Today we are on the 5th circle. Yeah, of course we're not. This isn't the 5th circle. I was going to do a video on the 5th circle and then I was like, do I actually want to buy it? Not really at the moment. So I didn't. So clearly we are not going to be running the 5th circle. However, we are going to be running this. If you don't recognise this game, this is Open BVE. Really old game. It's sort of a sequel to several other BVE games. There's been several that have come out over the years. I don't really know the history of it. I've not been playing it that long, really, and I only come in for the underground bits. You can get quite a lot of sort of extra stock for it. It's completely free, which is the positive. You know, if you want a free train simulator, then yeah, this is your game. As far as graphics are concerned, it's not as good as Train Sim. It's certainly lacking in some ways, but also it's decent sort of thing, you know. There's some bits like this, which I'm going to be showing off today, which are actually really well done. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the Jubilee Line. This is version 3 of the Jubilee Line beta, if you were wondering. I'll put the link to the description for the download. It's by the Western Railway something or other team, I think, isn't it? Hang on, I'll just double check that. They've actually not got their name on their webpage. Oh, oh, BVE Western Region. There we go, I found it. Yeah, so it's by BVE Western Region. Like I say, they've done an excellent job, is all I can say. Put plain and simply. For what the game is, for what the game does, this is excellent. Let's jump straight in. Right, so, this game can be quite finicky and really weird to control, so I'm going to sort of talk you through how it all works. There is a manual included, so you can go and read that if you need help, but yeah, I'll talk you through it. Right, so, there's two ways to move about the cab. You can either right-click and move about, or you can move about with the number keys. Now, if you're going to move about with a cab, be careful. Do you see how it's doing this really weird rotation thing with my cab? Sometimes it can get stuck like that. So I tend to use the numpad. Now, the numpad controls are the arrows on your numpad, so it's 8, 4, 6, and 2 here. So if we scroll over to here, you'll notice there's this panel, which is partly there and partly somewhere else, sort of thing. We're interested in this bottom bit right now. First off, we press delete. That puts in our tumble switch, which is sort of the MCS or the master key, pretty much. To key on, we now want to do page down. That turns the MCS, the master control switch, and we're going to put it in Enter for the second. Now we've done that, we can press H to go up, and we see the TMS has become live. Now, the main controls for this are 2, 8, 9, and 0. We're going to start off by pressing 0 to sign on. 0 being Enter. We'll press 0 again to select that. Press 8 to go down a number. I can't remember what the ID number is, so we're just going to have a laugh and go 999. We are the police. Enter that. Press 9 to go down. 0. We are crew duty number 11, I believe. That one. Destination. Hang on. Destination. It's up here. I should know it. West Hampstead siding. It's 39. But like I say, if you don't know, then you can have a look up there. So we are going to use number 8. Scroll down to 39. Enter that. Train number is correct. Accept changes. Yes. Right. Broadcast. This is your playable messages. So if we do that.
Please keep your personal belongings with you at all times.
There you go. Right. So. We can also sort of scroll through they've all got their announcements, sort of thing.
Passengers are reminded that smoking is not permitted on London Underground stations.
So yeah, that you can play them. Comms control. We want to select the radio channel. We are 5 because we are on the line. Enable all messages, just to allow the announcements. Train status, train is okay. We'll press 2 to go back. Train prep. Now, if we press 0 to enter the preparation, we want to put the MCS into B3. Now, in order to move the MCS back and forth, you're going to want to use your Q key to increase power. Sorry, your Z key to increase power, decrease brake. Q will decrease power, increase brake. And A will set you to neutral, no matter where you are. So if we go Q to B3, press space to bring your, to rotate your handle, you dead man, yeah, TVC. We're going to go up to brake 1, and you'll see that down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, there is the brake and power control. To go into emergency, you want to press 1. Press Z again to go back to B3. Press 0 to enter. And now we can scroll down to the alarms. Outstanding alarms, nothing. Let's leave this on broadcast. Come down to here. Put it back into B3. Page down into full speed manual. Slide back across over to here. And now we are ready to drive. We have the signal. We can press to bring the handle in. It should be that direction. And then if we press 2, you'll notice the handle move. Give it a bit of power, and off we go. Ooh, okay, it rolled. Interesting. We must be on a slight downhill. But off we go, over the catch point. I think the speed limit's probably 25 along here, because there's one board the other side. Who knows what it actually is. The game moans at you if you're going too fast anyway, so we'll go to 25, and if it starts moaning, then we'll come down a bit, of course. Slow down a little bit. But yeah, the other side of the platform, there's 25. Coming to the platform now. Charing Cross is an empty station, or a disused station now. So obviously we are not going to release the doors here. We're going to try and line up with this marker though. We have a red signal, so I'm going to sort of ease us in. And that green and yellow stripy square that's appearing now on the left, that is our stop marker. We want to line the window in the center, ideally, of that marker, like so. The mirror out there is actually saying our doors are open. They're not, don't worry. I've not released the doors here. I won't release the doors here. We have 14 seconds, according to that, before we are allowed to depart. Accurate stoplight. Oh, cool. Train likes it there, then. Nice. Right, okay. We are now allowed to depart, so let's get going. Speed is 25, as you can see by the board. One coach out the platform. 2 coaches out the platform. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now we go over the crossover. I'm assuming the other platform's on the other side of this crossover. And into the tube tunnel. Into the darkness of the tube tunnel. Now, we appear to be rolling faster than 25 miles an hour, and it's not moaning at us, so we'll let it roll. There will probably be a red signal coming up in a minute. There we go, there's a T-board. I'm assuming the T-board means you can go full speed, but I don't know. Right, yeah, we got a repeater there. We have a repeater there. I didn't actually see that repeater last time I drove this. See, I've actually already done this video once, and then I looked at my recording software ready to stop it, and I found I was talking to myself because I didn't press record. So that was clever. So yeah, this is actually the second time I'm doing this video, so I know what to expect a little bit. Gonna ease her down nicely. 5 miles an hour. Keep it in brake 1. Leave it in neutral, I reckon, now. I think we might be on a slight downhill because it feels like we are going slightly getting faster. It sounds like it. There you go. Now, that red signal caught me out last time. I was going to go slow for it. That's actually on the other side of the platform, that red signal. So we can go back up to line speed. If we go, stick at the 25, because we've not seen anything different apart from that T-board. There's a little board there that says 30, but of course that's to the other track, so I don't know if that applies to us or not. Now, this service is actually not in service, empty to the siding. But I think it's more. I want to show you the announcement system, so I will actually stop at the platforms and release the doors. I think. I mean, you've got to stop at the. You've got to stop at the platforms anyway to sort of let the signals change. They're approach controls, so. Crawl up to the marker. We're not in a hurry at the moment. There we go. The line controller might want us to be. Right. Open the doors. Shut up, you Windows. But you see, we have announcements. Now, these announcements are actually old. So, so yeah, they're old announcements. Back in, because the route set in 1999, so they're of the period of that time. So Waterloo, you get international trains, and you still got the North London line at Stratford and West Ham and all that. So right, we can pick up the handset using the number 4. Number 3 apparently allows us to pretends to talk. Please stand clear of the doors. Mind the doors, please. Put the handset down using 4 and 3. F6 will close us the doors. F5 and 6 open and close the doors. With the respective side, you need to put the train into brake 3. Press space to enable the handle, and then you can depart. And now we're back up to line speed, I believe, because it wasn't moaning at me last time when I actually did line speed, so I can only assume we're okay for line speed. Because the game will moan at you if you're going too fast. It'll bring up messages that say what speed you're going and what speed you should be doing, sort of thing. Like I say, we're not in service train. I'm going to stop anyway because we can. I don't want to spend all my evening making this video, but at the same time, I want to show you sort of the route to its fullest, and the train and everything. So yeah, 50 miles an hour. Right, braking. The brakes on this are honestly terrible. In my opinion, I'm pretty sure they are not actually accurate because of how bad they are. I'm sure it should brake better. I would expect to sort of be able to use just over a platform length to stop the train at the marker. I'm flitting about with the brakes a bit, and you see I went into neutral there because they're like, well, I mean, they're not really proving my point. I'll probably end up proving my point accidentally later, I reckon, when I go flying through a station. So what happened last time? I ended up flying an entire train length through Baker Street, through a red signal, and then I couldn't reset the train.
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
But the mind the doors, please. We probably should have picked up the phone, but you know, whatever. Put it into free space, and off we go. Because it automatically releases the handle when you open the doors. When you stop, it doesn't, but when you open the doors, it does. Which is pretty realistic, to be honest. But yeah, you've got to put it back into B3 position in order to redo the handle. So yeah, hopefully we can do a bit more of a successful stop. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that the that the tripcock reset procedure is actually broken as well, because you're supposed to do some really weird rubbish where you put it into when you shut down the train and you press insert and stuff, and it just isn't working for me. So it's either I'm doing something wrong or the train is genuinely bugged. Like I say, it is a beta, so there may be a few problems. It may also be that I'm doing it wrong because I've not really played with this route that much. This is only about the third, technically now, time that I've driven the thing. I'm going to power off because I think we're approaching. And like I said, I don't want to end up flying straight through the station again. Power on a bit. Slowing down quite a bit. It's quite satisfying though to fly through these tunnels. It really is. There we go. We should stop in plenty of time this time. There we go. Yeah, there's a junction beyond here that comes from the Jubilee Line. Just beyond the other side of the platform. Yep, line up the marker nicely with the window. F5 this time. We'll open the doors. Baker Street.
Bakerloo, Hammersmith and City, Circle, and Metropolitan Line. This train terminates at West Hampstead.
Stand clear on the doors. Doors closed. Oh, yep. Press space first. There we go. Let's go. See the acceleration feels faster than the maximum braking force, especially at slow speed. And I'm sure it should be the other way around in reality. Maybe it's just limitations of the game. It might be limitations of the game, but you have to be so precise in BVE. And it's so easy to get it wrong. And, you know, you just got no hope sort of thing. I think this is just because of the junction, right? I will ease off the power, but I'm pretty sure that's literally just the junction that it's all lit up for. Because it lights up when you're reaching the stations, which is kind of useful. Yeah, that's it. Just the junction. Better to be safe than sorry, though. We don't want to go careering for another red signal and end up having to break everything. I'll show you the inside of the train in a minute, and I also want you to pay attention to the DRA screen. DRA, not the DRA. The DRO screens. When we approach the station. Oh look, you see the top of the handle there. Speeding along now. Well, it must be going up a hill because we're not accelerating very fast. Probably to get us up in time for Finchley Road, I reckon. Still, it should provide some assistive braking, so it's not all bad, really. Right. I'm not taking any chances now. I'm going straight to B3. I'll try to, like I say, or like I said in the video that you'll never see, I'm not going to go straight from Stratford, because apart from the fact that I've not got that long to record the video this evening, Quirty Afro's already done quite a nice run, a video of the run from Stratford, so there's not really much point me doing that again, unless you're desperate to see it, and then I can do it, of course. Oh, the screens didn't actually light up here. That's just typical. But yeah, the screens are kind of sort of semi-dynamic. They use sort of static pictures, but oh look, there you go. But you can see the train at one point. The train's moving, and then you can see it sort of moving in the platform, and then the doors are closed. It's stopped, and the doors are open, and you know, it's all pretty good stuff, to be honest. Let's have a look inside. We'll use F2, and we shall jump inside, because the passenger view, well, it's not exactly a passenger view, but the interior isn't bad. It really isn't. Right. Space, before I forget to do that. Destination West Hampstead. You notice that the boards scroll once the back of the train leaves the station. Next station is Swiss Cottage. Right, but yeah, you can sort of move down the train. You see it wobbling a bit, and it's all pretty cool stuff, to be honest. F1 will take you back to the cab. Here we go. I'd hate to think of trying to stop in the passenger view, especially if you've got your especially if you're like me and you're doing the empty run and you're not technically supposed to be stopping. You should get some marks either side of your screen, really, to show you where the stopping point is. But of course, like I say, I'm not supposed to be stopping anyway, so it's not giving me the marks. But for some reason, it's luckily enough, it's still letting me open the doors. So that's got to be an advantage, right? Put on a bit of brake. Put on some serious braking. See, look. Sometimes the brakes are really overpowered when you don't want them to be, and then if I just let it roll, it just won't. These stations aren't really proving a point because I think they're uphill slightly, but you sort of think you know where you're going to stop, and then you end up overrunning usually. If you come in fast, it's either one or the other. You seem to have to really crawl in, or you can shoot in, and then you'll overshoot. You might actually see the screens here. Yeah, you can see this. You can see the dynamicness of the screens here. So you see how the train is stationary? Then it's moving now. It's blurred, like it's moving. In a sec, you'll see the back of the train. There's the back of the train, like it's leaving. And then the screens will phase out and die. And there you go. So yeah, they've done an excellent job with this. If you could get something like this in Train Simulator, honestly, that'd be the best. That'd be lovely. I think everyone would play that, to be honest. We are apparently speeding. Yeah, the game likes to work in KPH rather than MPH, so. And here we are, Finchley Road. Usually we are the other side of this platform on Train Simulator, but today we are in the middle on the Jubilee Line, which is nice to sort of nice link there to think about. Still got the red signals. Put it forward just a bit. Or speed up a little bit. Right, okay, line up the... Apparently on the other side, if it's the other side, you've got to line it up with the door. The green mark. If the marker is the other side. A little bit further. Stop, 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 stop. Ooh. It's just alright.
Finchley Road. Mind the gap. Change for Metropolitan Line. terminates at West Hampstead.
Stand clear on the doors. Mind the doors, please. Mind the doors. There we go. Yeah, like I say, later in the route, or sort of further back the way we come from, there are functional platform edge doors. They do exist. I like the neutral sections as well. I don't know if they're intentional. I can only assume they are. But yeah, there's a nice neutral section functionality going on here as well. When you're over some of the gaps. And of course this here is the section that train managed to travel down with the doors open. So, I don't know if that's any sort of confidence, instilling any confidence to you. Was that woman, like, lying halfway back, sort of thing? Was she, like, at a 45-degree angle standing up on the platform or something? Did I see that correctly? Where's our marker? Oh, it's there. Cool. Stop. Just about, I think. Ah, no, okay. Apparently not, then. Not auto. Do that. Right, okay. If we go into reverse slightly. Right, okay. We can now release our doors.
West Hampstead.
Broadcast. Broadcast.
Passengers are reminded that smoking is not permitted on London Underground stations or
Thank you for
trains.
using Jubilee Line.
Thank you for travelling on the Jubilee Line.
Is there a all change, I guess?
All change, please. This train will now terminate here. All change, please.
Once again, this train terminates here. Please await the next train. 4 trains further on. Once again, please await the next train. 4 trains further on down the Jubilee Line. This train terminates here. Let's assume that everybody's off, shall we? When we're not actually kidnapping anybody into the carriage siding. Right, we have the shunt signal. So we'll go 10 into here. Oh, I think I accidentally called delete when I went for enter and took the key out. I think we might be good now. There we go. Yeah, I think I took the key out by a complete accident, so when I went for this, to enter. Enters the enter is the low whistle, or is the, yeah, the low whistle. Plus is the high whistle on the numpad. Now shift equals doesn't actually function for that, so there's a plus on this game. Doesn't count, so you need a numpad to play this. A numpad would seriously help anyway. So yeah, if you got a numpad, you want to use it. If you don't, then you want to try and find one. Try and find one. Just find a numpad, yeah. Not emergency. No, I didn't want emergency. I want to go. Keep going. All I wanted was a screenshot. There we go. See what I mean? I'm sure that should have stopped, and it didn't. And why did it not? Apparently, it doesn't actually matter anyway, because it accepted it. So you know, I'll take that. Sure. If it means we're done, then... So yeah, lovely route. There are a few bugs which I don't know if they're necessarily bugs. They feel like bugs, but it may also just be my incompetence. So I'm going to print screen that and then I can crop it down. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. This one's actually recorded, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!